coalition and our friends from other parties to not only condemn what has been reported by media houses today. You've seen reports of how those who accuse others of rigging elections actively participated in close to criminal activities of hacking, communication gadgets, and of both institutions like IEBC and UDA strategists and communication experts. It doesn't come as a shock to us that those who have always cried foul of elections being rigged are indeed the ones who had intent of influencing the elections and rigging the elections of August 2022 through the campaign that you have seen of disinformation, hacking both electoral systems and communication systems in an endeavor to influence the outcome of the elections. We must also take this opportunity to commend IEBC, the people of Kenya, especially all our supporters across the country, who never fell victim to the machinations of Mr. Odinga and his cartel that attempted to influence through rigging and such other machinations, as has been reported. And we are happy that whatever is done in darkness will one day come to light. We have always maintained that this is a classic case of those who, in the older days of our city, would snatch people's bags and run shouting, "Thief, thief, thief," where they indeed are the thieves themselves. We are happy that the people of Kenya refused to fall into the trap of those who are crying foul and trying to incite Kenyans. We are happy too that those who have always claimed that systems are being hacked, it has now become evident that they are the ones who are attempting and indeed commissioning people to hack into systems, electoral systems, and systems of their competitors. But we're also glad as a coalition and as members of parliament that all these attempts to rig never delivered victory to Mr. Odinga and his team. Mr. Odinga has always claimed that it is the deep state and the system that rigs elections and steals elections from him. He not only had the system and the deep state, but he also had the means to hack into electoral systems and to those of his competitors. And therefore, we want to ask Kenyans to ignore the calls to incitement by Mr. Odinga in his endeavor to look for another handshake that His Excellency the President has been very clear will not happen, is not about to happen, and will never happen. And we want to encourage our President and our Deputy President that the people who voted for them and those of us who campaigned with them, we want to encourage them not to allow themselves to be intimidated into another handshake. The people of Kenya elected the government, they want to govern them. The people have moved on, and we want to ask even those who never voted for us, as we commend them for moving on, not to allow themselves to be incited. We have seen attempts with Mr. Odinga now calling on people to, in the pretext of prayers, to get into the central business district of Nairobi. You have all witnessed the very insightful statements in his rallies. And we now see a pattern of moving beyond the insightful statements to an attempt in the pretext of coming to pray at IEBC offices, to now get into town and destroy people's businesses. And we want to encourage all Kenyans to continue maintaining peace and ignore the calls to subversive activities by Mr. Odinga and his dwindling Azimio Brigade.